Hey, how are you all doing today? Just thought I'd jump on for a few and say hello. Hope everybody had a wonderful day today. It's getting closer to the end of the day in my area. Some places might be the starting of the day, or I don't know. But I just want to pop on here and just say, I've watched videos pretty much all week this week. I had a lot of extra time on my hands this week than I usually have because I'm like, I wear many different hats and have pretty much my whole entire life as jobs and what I do and being, I don't know, staying busy, so to speak. But this week, we all see videos of reaction videos versus videos like this. I don't do any reaction videos. There's plenty of people that does them, and I don't feel the need for me to do one. But I try to do something and keep it relatively mild and not too long. But folks, this week I've seen a lot of change in 1 week. One, the gas is down over $1 a gallon in my area from what it was. The food's not. The food is still right there where it was at. But I will have to say, in my area, it's not as bad as it is in a lot of places that I've seen. So I'm very fortunate of that, and I'm thankful for that too. And I hope others can be getting stuff lowered if there's any way possible, because I know there's a lot of people in some really bad situations. I'm not saying that everything's going all peachy for me either. Like I said, when you have 3 different things that you're doing or more, and it's hard to keep up, and neither any of these jobs that I have pay pretty well. But when you're just one person and you're looking at least $3 grand a month to be able just to survive. And I don't have hardly any debt at all. And what I have is self-made or can be paid, but it just seems, and I don't have to buy a lot of things like some people do. I have things that I get because I have a farm, so I have things that I get off the farm, and it saves a lot. But man, I'm telling you, you run into the grocery. I mean, I went in there yesterday, and at Kroger's. So anybody that shops at Kroger's, I don't know what your prices are where you're at, but I don't know if they stay relatively the same or move around a lot. I think they move around a lot. But I went in yesterday, and the only thing I came out with was a couple things I didn't have to buy very often. And I think the only meat, I think I grabbed like 8 chicken wings. Just randomly, just because I thought, well, I might make some chicken wings or something one night here in the next couple of nights. And I don't want to eat like 3 meals a day or anything. I eat like 1 good meal a day and then a half a meal or something. But anyway, what I was getting at is that I spent $83 yesterday, and when I got home, I didn't have enough food to even feed me for 2 days. Because the other stuff, you get your olive oils this is one thing I can't believe. 6 ounces of, now this is McCormick pepper. 6 ounces of that is almost $10. I didn't really pay attention to that because I hadn't bought pepper in a long time. Obviously, I went to get it and picked it up, and I really didn't even look at it when I got. I just reached because I was trying to get out of there. When I got it rang up at 9:69. I thought there was something wrong, and then I realized no, that's right. But anyway, could I have gotten something cheaper? Yeah, but I was already there, and I wasn't going to walk all the way back there and do that for $3. I mean, I was done there, and I didn't want to go through the trouble doing it. But from now on, you better believe I'm gonna be looking for stuff like that, because I don't buy this stuff very often. Once, maybe twice a year, if that. But I do cook most of my meals at home, most all of them. And I seen this lady last night with a whole cart full and another smaller cart hooked on with a little strap on the back of it. Taking it, it is the 4th. This was the 4th. Today's, so it's the 5th today. This was yesterday. And just so happened I seen a guy I've known for probably 30 years. I hadn't seen him in a long time. So we stopped and we started talking. And by the time we got done talking, I was close enough that I could still see this lady. And I seen her call the lady over to help her with some of the issues she was having with the register. And I just so happened to see that she already had over $600 and she wasn't done yet. And I was like, first of all, you got a bunch of frozen stuff and cookies and about 12 packs of soda, and not to mention the 2 liters that she had. And then asked the lady to go get her 2 cartons of cigarettes. That was almost $100. Here where I live, cigarettes are cheaper here than anywhere other than North Carolina or South Carolina or maybe Tennessee or something. I don't know, but wow, man, I was like almost $200 for 24 packs of cigarettes. Man, that would have made me sick. My butt been stopped smoking. There's no way I would pay that much money for something that's killing me. And if you smoke, hey, do your thing, man. That's you. There's no way I could justify that. No way. And somebody might be able to not be able to justify what I do. That's okay, because I eat a lot of beef. But I have beef, cattle on my farm. So it doesn't cost me as much as it would be out of the store. But still to say, I don't see how people do that. And she did not use nothing but a regular credit card. I seen it. Wow, man. I mean, I don't know who she's feeding all this food to, but man, that would be bad. But needless to say, I have 2 basically part-time jobs, so to speak. Do a little consulting of engineering and geotech and civil engineering. And then first job I ever thought I was going to get was being a funeral director. And I know that's kind of odd, 2 things there, but I did it. First thing I ever done was went to school for that, and which took a year. And you do an apprenticeship of 2 years as well. But I do that for a friend that has a funeral home here in my hometown. It has about 130, 40 people a year. Maybe more, maybe 160 a year. And I do that when needed, probably a couple of days a week at least. Then I spend the rest of it on the farm doing stuff like that. And I've been wanting to shoot a video on the farm, and I haven't really got a chance because we've been doing so many things that really haven't got anything really good to make any difference to put on here. But I will. And if anything, it's just relaxing, to be honest with you. The scenery makes it pretty nice. But I guess what I'm getting at is, like everybody else, I don't see how people are doing it. If she's doing that twice a month, just twice a month, that's $1,200 a month plus. I would be safe to say there was probably $700+ there when she got done. I didn't get to see the final total, but I seen the over 600, and I was probably guesstimating on what she had, but I could just about say there was $700 there plus. But I for me, when I go in and spend $30-$40 twice a week, and I don't get a whole lot. Like I said, I don't get a whole lot of stuff. I don't have to, because I have a lot of stuff that I eat. I pretty much do carnivore everything. I eat fruit and that, but damn, a bag of grapes is $6. About 4 days worth, maybe. So, I mean, guys, the videos you see, and I try to keep everything where it's not just, woe is me, because God knows we see all that we want to see. But the one thing I will say is that 10 days ago our gas was $4.49 for regular, and now today for the same gas it's $3.25, $3.24.9. So I talked to a guy I know here that works at the store, and I guess he's in the management area. He said that the gas should be back down at $3. With nothing happens, within less than 2 weeks, we'll be back down to $3 a gallon here, which sounds like a good deal. But when it was $2.19 here 3 months ago, that was starting to feel a lot better. I could fill my truck up for $26 at where I get to. So I mean, that's getting about 12 or 13 gallons maybe for $25 to $27. And then you punch up, to 30 more bucks, $40 maybe even. It's crazy. And I don't see how people can do it. And I know I have it better than a lot of people, because all I have to do is feed me. All I have to do is buy gas for this most of the time, and then I buy diesel for my farm truck and tractors and things like that, but I buy it in bulk, and I don't have to buy it right now. And I'm glad that it's coming back down, because I will have to within the next 3 weeks. So if it comes down quite a bit, then I'm going to go ahead and have a truck come out and fill it up, because if it goes back up again, it might not ever come back down again. Who knows? I don't know. But I hope we can get this over with over there, get our people home as quick as possible, and be done with this as soon as possible. And no, I didn't want to see them have a nuclear weapon. Absolutely not. No. And then I asked myself, were they really close to having one? Because we really don't know. We're just going by what they say. And I never was a fan of fighting somebody else's fight. Never did care for that. Didn't care for it when they was trying to tow us into Ukraine. Didn't want to do that either. But just my personal opinion, and we are all allowed that. But folks, I hope that things can come down? Do I think they will? Gas probably, but food, no, I don't, because we're already paying it, and they know we have to pay it. We're already paying it, so they're thinking they paid it before when it went up the last 6 years here and there, and just kept going up and going up. I don't think it's ever really come down that much. But I will say, where I'm living, you can buy eggs in the store anytime, a dozen large eggs for $1.59. That's not too bad. Our beef, like, let's just say sirloin, hamburger meat, that's what I'm talking about. You can go in and buy a pound of 90-10 for, or 80-20 for $6, which it used to be $3. A steak is, I just seen back down yesterday for $19.99 when it was $23.99. So that did come back down, and it's right there at that area. And I sell cattle, and I can tell you right now, we're not making that. Absolutely not. So whoever's making that money between where I'm at and there's somebody making about $15 a pound. And if that's the processors that's doing that, then I need to be a processor because that's where the people is making the money at. When I don't think it is. I think it's absolutely the market that's making it. And it's obviously just like the gas. It's a worldwide thing, and the beef is this, and the chicken's this, and all the places that were burned down a couple of years in a row, and all the other nonsense we've been told about that. Come on. Really? Now, I'm in that, and I see it all the time. And I see people here, and I talk to a lot of people in a lot of different areas, from Texas to Florida to here, because I sell hay to horse farms in the winter. And that's thoroughbred horse farms. So they're buying expensive hay, and it's $35 or more a bale for that. And these horse farms have got crazy, insane money. You just go to some of the barns. I'm going to put some pictures on here. Their barns are better than most houses. It's unbelievable. Heated, aired. Some of them get bathed almost every day. They have wash bays. They have living areas in these barns that you can go in. It's just like your living room at home. Shower. Stalls get cleaned out every day. There's you go in these barns, there's not like a pungent smell. They are clean. Everything goes in brand new every day. Every day. Stalls washed out, dried out while they're outside. They come back into it. Everything clean. It's a well-oiled machine. I can tell you the way that runs. And don't even get me started on what they spend for fuel. They keep all these places mowed. It's mown like a golf course. I mean, it really is. And I'm talking about farms that are anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 acres. And it's all mown just like a golf course. You think that doesn't cost money when you've got probably 40 mowers running every day, 7 days a week? It's crazy amounts of money every day. For one mower, probably 15 gallons of gas a day, what they're using. So there's a lot of money in fuel coming out right there. And in tractors, I can tell you what that costs, a lot. So, but folks, we're in a market that I don't think anybody's ever seen or ever will see again. And I will tell you folks something. I think if you, well, saying this is probably useless because I know it is with me. Trying to go out and stock up because you hear everybody on here go up and stock up on this and stock up on that. When you're having a problem just being having enough money to pay your freaking bills and buying what you can buy, stocking up's out of the question. Because you're barely getting enough money to get what you actually need to eat right now, let alone something 6 months from now or 3 months from now or whatever. You know, and I think I do pretty well. I can't do that either. And I'm not going to. Because if it ever gets to a situation like that, there will be no making videos on here anymore. Because that's going to be a bad situation. When people can't get food and these stores close down, gas stations close down, no internet, it ain't going to matter. That's not going to matter. And I do live in the real world. And you should too. Because that's when everything's going to go sideways. So hopefully that doesn't. Pray that it doesn't. But man, things are looking crazy. And you just can't see around it. Used to, you'd be able to be like, maybe. Not anymore. There ain't no maybe now. It is what it is. But folks, try to find you some happiness somewhere. Because we got to be able to tolerate what we can. And if you don't find a little bit of happiness, this right here will kill you within itself. Sitting around worrying and just not having nothing else on your mind but that. And I totally get it too, because it is very serious. But take care of yourselves, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and do the best you can. And if something's got to be skipped to keep some food on your table for your kids or you, I get that too. Because we're not living in normal times. Ever. This is the last year. There's nothing been normal about the last year. And I should say probably the last 6 years. There's nothing been normal. We might have been trying to tell ourselves it was, but we all knew it wasn't. But folks, anyway, have a good evening. Take care of yourself wherever you're at. God bless.